cuts coming to Section 8 and why this is a great thing, before I give you my understanding, let's get into the clips.
I don't know if you guys heard the news, but Doge, led by Elon Musk, has proposed making significant cuts to the Section 8 program. Now, this will affect about 3.5 million low-income families and landlords and property owners who depend on those payments from Section 8. They are also talking about reducing the Section 8 staff by 50%, resulting in delayed payments, delays in inspection, and all things Section 8. Now, here's my personal opinion. Of course, I can sympathize and empathize for people who depend on those programs. Having family members and people within the community, I know how this news may feel scary to them. But the truth is, Section 8 was never created or intended for people to stay on for a lifetime. I do believe there should be time limits, maybe 5 years, so it gives you enough time to go back to school, find a trade, get some training where you can secure employment to get those housing where you can go on the market and pay those competitive rent prices. Also, it gives an opportunity for the new people in a new group who can benefit from these programs to be ushered in. Also, with those who are disabled or senior citizens, I don't believe those Section 8 programs should be touched for them, because there's no way they can go out in this market and afford that market rental prices. So if you are on Section 8, know someone on Section 8, Doge is putting you guys on notice. Get your affairs in order, because this program will not look like what you've been accustomed to within the upcoming months. And that's just the truth.
I believe she's spot on in the point she made. Again, when it comes to veterans, elderly, and people disabled, definitely, they should have the option for some type of reduced housing, because they can't go out here in this marketplace and compete and, like you said, pay market rent prices. When it comes to, we have people out here who are just making poor decisions, choosing to have children to manipulate the system so they can get more benefits. I believe they need to be cut off ASAP. Again, there should be term limits, 2 years, 3 years. And you should have to be showing proof that you're in some type of trade program, some type of school, to try to actually better yourself. Because you have a situation where people get in on this system and they're on it for a lifetime. And that's why you have these wait programs, 7, 10 years to get a Section 8 voucher, because you have people who are literally just sitting on it. You're supposed to get your voucher, try to better your life, and then move on. So now new people can come into the system, new people can come into the pipeline, and that's how it should work. Not people on government assistance for 20, 30, 40 years of their life. I mean, that's just absolutely unacceptable.
On a topic that could affect people using Section 8 housing programs, voucher holders locally have received letters warning them of federal funding being halted and potential rent increases.
So much uncertainty many face across this country. That includes those who rely on these vouchers for safe and affordable housing. On March 13th, the Commonwealth's Executive Office of Housing and Livable Communities sent a letter to Section 8 voucher holders, warning them that their rent in the next year or two might go up because of, quote, rising costs and insufficient federal funding. And the agency will have to stop its flexible tenant policies. Here's some of what is stated in this letter obtained by Western Mass News this afternoon. It says, quote, unfortunately, we can no longer afford to offer many of these special policies to our participants, and will have to return to using many of the same policies that most other housing authorities use. The letter goes on to say, we understand that will increase costs for many households, but we made these choices to ensure that our program can serve as many households as possible given limited federal funding. Now, for context, here are some of those policy changes. EOHLC will no longer pay for a household security deposit, no more earned income deduction in rent calculation, no utility allowances for hot water and cooking, no extra grace period for lower payment standard changes, and $480 of a full-time student's income will be counted. EOHLC says the changes will go into effect on or after May 1st at the voucher holder's next regular or interim rent certification.
So what you're seeing going to take place on May 1st in Springfield, Massachusetts, that's just the first domino to drop. I'm sure other states or other counties will adopt similar policies. The thing is this, man, we're talking about, we all may have a period in life where we're down on our luck, we lose a job, something that we couldn't predict happens. And maybe we need some assistance. And that's not a problem. The issue that we're having is people are using and abusing the system because they actually don't want to go out and work. They're able-bodied. There's no reason they can't go out and put 40, 50 hours in the workplace, but instead they want to be a parasite. They want to leech off other hard-working individuals who wake up every day, who sacrifice, who go without things, and they don't want to do that. They don't want to make those same sacrifices. Again, they want to leech off the system and find ways to finagle and finesse so they don't have to actually contribute. And honestly, we need to put an end to that. But let me know in the comments below, how long do you believe people should be able to stay on Section 8 until they're removed? Should it be 2 years? Should it be 5 years? 7 years? Let me know what you think in the comments below.